Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hunter Loves Voiceplay podcast. This episode is going to be dedicated to the latest and greatest out of Geoff Castellucci. Now, I might do a separate series with Geoff. I don't know. I will see. But I just had to talk about this one because it's been on my mind. So this one is Ghost Riders in the Sky. And I did listen to the original by Johnny Cash, and I've also listened to some of the other versions. I think I listened to Marty Robbins, and I can't remember who the other guy is. Let me just see if I can look him up real quick. Let me see. Bear with me. There's so many other versions, like Geoff has mentioned. So, just trying to find one is hard enough. So, but I think the most popular, has been done by Johnny Cash, I think. Oh my god. How do I get Ghost out of that? Well, that's going to be a screenshot that I might post in this later. Oh my god. Okay. How did I get Ghost out of that? Okay, I have no idea. Thank God it's National Coffee Day, because I need all the coffee that I can get. Okay, so there's Johnny Cash is like the number one. Highwaymen, I don't think I listened to that one per se. The Outlaws, no. Roy Clark, no. Okay. I think I tried to listen to Elvis Presley's version. I think. I can't even remember. There's so many versions of it that I get confused. So, I'll stick in with Johnny Cash on this, because I was like, well, how is he gonna, go about doing this? And of course, he blew me away. And the anticipation that he had used to build up for this arrangement, oh my god. And even the video was I don't think it was by choice. It happened because real life got in the way. And, as it happens, which is completely understandable. But, he had just, he's, I've said this once and I'll say it before. He has outdone himself with this one. Even with Ellie, Lane, and Rick Underwood's amazing makeup. Again, going to Rick Underwood, you gotta check him out. He's just an amazing, amazing freelance artist. He just does amazing work. And, he's just so flexible with his time when it comes to voice play. Like, if they're calling him and they're like, hey, we need you for a second. Are you available? And he'll dedicate his time. So he's, super, super flexible guy. And he does an amazing, amazing work. So when I first watched the video, I was way too excited to really pay attention to what was going on in the video, because I was just so super excited, because the anticipation was killing me. The premiere was fun, because he had done a hidden premiere for patrons, and then for a select few people that got to see it. The countdown was gorgeous. I mean, he did a lot of creating on this one. This one was intensely creative, or creative intensive is what I meant to say. Dyslexic going on there. But, he did so well with it. He created the countdown himself. He's created the font, and the merch is out there now too. Have to order some sometime. And, just watching it, I was just in shock, because I was not expecting it to do what it was doing. And it's just, you hear the first kind of twang as you're starting it off, and it's like, oh, okay, this is amazing. And then you see ghosts in the first 2 seconds, and it's like, oh, okay. And, as he always does, he's telling the story of the song, and, oh my god, his vocals on it just give it a new sense of life to it. And he wasn't trying to intimidate or to, not intimidate, imitate. Oh my god, I cannot speak today. Imitate Johnny Cash in any sort of way. Yeah, and just watching that happen was extremely amazing. And then he goes into, like the yippee-ki-yo, yippee-yi-yay, and I'm like, dude, you're singing to my soul right now. If I had one, I think he managed to give me a soul, because I don't feel like I have much of one to begin with, so, congrats, man, thanks. And then there's a certain moment where he gets to, Ghost Riders in the Sky, and the transition is just you see him on, like, in the Badlands, per se, or in the Old West, if you will. And, he's standing in there, and he's got the Ghost Riders beside him, and they're transparent. And I love that, because it's just the detail that he had put into it, because he wanted them to be transparent, because they're ghosts, and it just worked so well. It was all, like, green screened. Ellie helped out with the lighting, and it worked out immensely well, considering that there was a lot of things that were happening, and a lot of the time was a little bit of the essence to say. But he went through it, and with Kathy's help, and when I say help, I mean probably more her fault than anything. But she made it possible. I think she kept on lighting the fire under Geoff's butt to get it done. And they forged through it regardless of renovations being done at their house. So that was always that's always a bonus too. I mean, I wouldn't say they forged on regardless of the renovations, because that makes recording difficult. So, and I completely understand that. I completely get where he's coming from with that. So, it's like frustration with that, and then trying to get work done didn't make it easy. But, yeah, the arrangement wise, he just manages to take a song that people have heard for years and just manages to breathe new life into it, no matter what he's doing with it. He just puts his own twist on it. He just takes an arrangement and turns it upside down on its head and puts it right back down. Completely different, and kind of with the original idea, but with new sound and just a new vibe to it. Like, he put so many other genres included. Like, he made it a little country, a little pop, a little, it's just a little bit rock too in there. And it's just something that I could probably listen to at a bar. If somebody played that at a bar, I mean, probably not that they would, but I would get up and dance to it, probably. I probably would be the weirdest dancer in the place, but I would definitely dance to that. So it was super, super fun. It's a great tune. Great tune. And, just for him to tell the story of it, and just to have all of his clones in there, and doing what their clones have to do in a specific video, it's like, and the makeup just gives me the chills. I did not think that, because like when he first said Ghost Riders in the Sky, I'm like, okay, what kind of arc is he gonna take? And then sure enough, wow. I'm like, holy crap. When he posted the first picture on Instagram, I'm like, oh boy, I hope I don't see that at the foot of my bed tonight, because that's terrifying. But anyway, but yeah, absolutely love it. And I don't know, but this may sound a little weird, but I think I got a thing for undead Geoffs now. I don't know why. It's something. I think it's the eyes. The eyes are the eyes are the window to the soul, as they say. But yeah. And then there's also another moment in the song that I absolutely enjoy. I call it the Geoff go off moment. And what I mean by that is that he tends to pick a moment in some of his songs where he will just have a moment to go off. Whether it be him going into subharmonic land, whether he be going into growl verse, or whether it be he be going up into the into his falsetto, or just even in if it goes into rock tenor. It's just, there's just those moments that I'm just like, yes, like this is the moment where everybody needs to pay attention to it, and it's like, it's just that star moment, just that gives it that proper little punch that people are just looking for. And I absolutely love that. I think I screamed pretty loudly when I heard that for the first time when I watched it, because I was just like, oh my god, this is just, there was so much to take in at one point, and then I'm like, okay, I have to give this another watch and another listen, because it's like, I'm trying to do one of two things. I'm trying to multitask between watching and listening, and it's super difficult. So then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go put this back on my computer, mute it, and then watch it. Really awkward watching a video with no sound, but then that gives me that other window to really kind of focus on what I need to focus on. And when I was focusing on that, I was super, super happy about it, because I was just like, so many different elements were coming into play, and I absolutely enjoyed every moment of it. And then I went back again, and I listened to it. And I mean, I'm always happy for MP3s. It's a very good Patreon perk. I encourage people to get those perks, because then you get to listen more just to the song itself, and then like you're not like I wouldn't say distracted by the video, but it's like you get to pay more attention to the arrangement itself and just pick it apart. So that's always fun. I mean, I've developed a better ear for that type of thing now, because before I'd kind of be a little bit deaf towards those things. Like I would not be paying enough attention, or I would not have had enough knowledge about it in order for me to pull out those certain things. Like there would be certain moments in there, if somebody who, had studied music their whole life, and they would have said to me like, oh, like, did you hear that specific note? And I'm like, no, because music theory was not a thing for me, and I did not pay attention to it at all. But now, the more that I listen, I'm picking up on more. And this is the good thing about listening to acapella, is that it helps you to pull. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. That was bad. Pinpoint, rather, those certain moments in a song. Like, there are certain songs now that I listen to on the radio, and I'm hearing the bass a lot more clearly. I'm hearing the percussion a lot more clearly. And it's like not clearly in the sense as like, hey, I can hear it, but I'm hearing it more like at the front of the song, as opposed to it being in the background, because I'm paying more attention to it musically than I was just like, whatever. So, but yeah, so acapella has helped me with that. So, thank you, Geoff, for that as well. Because like now when I go back to the originals, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I see what you did there. I see that you changed that around, type of thing. Just keeping it the same with the original to his own version, and he's just always so good about it, and he's always willing to sink his teeth into a challenge. And this one challenged him, let me tell you. Like, this one was a challenge, and everything else aside, like from the renovations to everything else that was happening, I mean, thank God he managed to get this done and out, like even during Hurricane Ian, because, whew, like, yikes. I was really worried. I was extremely worried. But yeah, everybody's okay. Thank goodness. There's just been very minimal damage to certain areas, like Patty Cake Productions. They're assessing things and checking it out, making sure it's okay. But yeah, that was scary. So, I'm extremely grateful that I live in an area where we only have to deal with really heavy snowfall and scary driving conditions as opposed to hurricanes and tornadoes and whatnot. I mean, we get tornadoes, but, you know, not to where it's like super, super scary. I mean, we've had close calls, but, you know, they don't happen on the annual. Like, we don't actually have, like, an actual, like, season for it. But, yeah. I'm getting off topic here, so I think I'm gonna end it here. So yeah, there you go. There's Ghost Riders in the Sky. Go check it out. It is an amazing, amazing piece of art. Yeah, and, support Geoff and support Voiceplay. I'll put their links in the description of this one. And, you know, thank you so much for coming back and listening. Even if you are some of my few viewers, I appreciate you guys so, so much. And I will see you guys in the next one. Send me your suggestions down below, and I will get to it when I can. Thanks so much, guys. See you next one.